Yeah, man. So today we're going to talk about motivation versus discipline and which one is the best to have. And I'll just go over my definitions of what discipline is and what my definitions of motivation is, right? Motivation, according to my definition on how I see motivation, is a temporary feeling to get things done that need to get done. Like you feel like making it happen. It's purely based on feeling and desire. You have the desire, you have the feeling, you have the energy to do whatever it needs to get done, right? And that's basically, in a nutshell, what motivation is. It's like I'm motivated, so I'm gonna do the thing, right? And discipline, my definition of discipline is doing what needs to be done no matter what you feel like, right? Doing what needs to be done no matter what you feel like because you know it needs to get done. So regardless of how you feel, you're going to do it because that's your discipline is doing it, right? Now, which one is better to have? That's the question. Motivation or discipline? Which one is better to have? In my eyes, discipline is way better to have than motivation because motivation doesn't last long. You see, we always need to be motivated constantly. If you're always depending on motivation, you probably don't get much done because most of the time you're not going to feel like doing what you need to do. You know, every time I go out on a run, every time I go to work out, I don't necessarily feel like doing it. In my head, there's a little voice that's always telling me, oh, you know what? Just take today off and come back tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Or when I'm going on my runs, halfway through my run, my brain, the voice in my mind is telling me to just stop. You've ran enough. Don't worry about it. If you run this far, it's fine because nobody will ever know. You could just go back home now. And you literally have to fight through that voice, right? To continue to do it. And that's what I'm saying is because discipline is fighting through that voice. Discipline is like, yo, no matter what this voice is telling me, I'm gonna finish what I said I was gonna do. If I set out to run 3 miles, 3.1 miles, I'm gonna go out here and run these 3.1 miles. I don't care what this voice is telling me to do because these voices are always telling us not to do what we want to do, right? Not to do what we set out to do, not to accomplish our goals. Whenever I always say that we are our worst enemy, it's the truth. Because there's nobody that tries to hold you back like you try to hold you back. There's nobody that's telling you that you can't do it like you tell you that you can't do it. You know, there'll be other people out there, there'll be haters and stuff, you know, out in the world when we come across that's gonna try to discourage us. But you spend more time with yourself. You know, I spend more time with myself. So I always have this little voice in my head that pops up every now and then that's always telling me, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you can't do it. You can't get it done. And everyone has that voice. And discipline is like literally, in my eyes, is literally telling yourself, no matter what this voice tells me, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. Okay? Maybe I just started something brand new and I'm not the best at it right now, but over time I will get better. Because you'd be a fool to think to yourself that you're gonna start a new endeavor and then automatically right off the back, you're gonna be the best at that. You're gonna master that thing. It takes time to master anything. It takes time to master anything. And if you can just be disciplined, don't even worry about having desire because that's going to go out the window. Like literally, if you start something brand new today, you might have the desire to do it. You might have the drive and the wherewithal to do it, to get it done. But understand when I say this, at some point, that drive and that desire is going to go away. When life punches you in the mouth, when life says, okay, let's see if you really want to do this, because it's going to happen. It happens all the time. When you set out to get something done, life is gonna test you all the time. Life is gonna test you, and you are gonna have to think about how you want to respond to life. Are you gonna respond by saying, you know what, I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm gonna do something else. Because most people do that. Most people set out to do things, and the moment they come up across some type of adversity, they stop. The moment they come up across some type of adversity, they stop. The moment they can't figure it out, they quit. And that's the wrong way to approach anything. Because like I said, you would be a fool to think to yourself that I just started, so I should have everything that I need to make this happen. It's impossible. A lot of people you see out here that's a master at anything, they put in the hours, they put in the time. But because you think to yourself that they're just naturals at it, they're not naturals. There's things that you don't see them doing. They're practicing. They're working on their craft. You don't see them doing that. So when you see them, when they're in that arena and they're on the front stage, right, and everybody's watching them, and they're performing and they look damn near perfect, you think to yourself that, man, this person is just like gifted. When in actuality, no, they just put the work in. They just worked on themselves over time. I kid you not. A lot of people, especially when it comes to these YouTubers, if you go back to anybody's first videos that they've done, you're gonna look at them and be like, man, they weren't that good. And then you look at them now and they're all polished and they speak perfectly and everything is great. That's because they put the time in. That's literally why they're able to articulate their words better and speak like that, you know? So, you know, this is something that everybody had to get over. Like me personally, I had to get over this. And that's why I've been able to be more consistent with making videos, because I realized that there's no way I'm gonna be the best right out the gate. Unless I had some type of prior experience in, which I do. I do have prior experience in speaking in front of people and doing presentations and whatnot. But like, for somebody who even just first starts, for you to think that you're gonna be the best at the gate is just not the case. You have to put the work in. You just gotta put the reps in. Just like when you go to the gym, and in order to build that muscle, you gotta break it down. So you gotta put those reps in. You gotta put those reps in every single day. The more reps you put in over time, the better and better you will build your muscle, right? The better and better you will build your muscle. You know, when you record videos, for example, or you're doing something, go back and take a look at it and see how you can improve that over time. That's literally how you get better. You go back and critique yourself. Give yourself an honest critique, you know? But this is gonna take some type of energy. You can't be lazy with this stuff, right? You have to literally go out there and actually do this stuff, you know, like put the time and the effort in. It's not something that's gonna happen over time. I mean, overnight. It's gonna happen over time, and that's the key to it, right? So, in my eyes, what's more important? What's better to have? Motivation or discipline? Motivation is great. I'm not against it. You know, I love being motivated. There's things that I watch and listen to that motivate me. But if I had to choose between the two, I want discipline, hands down, every single day. Right? Every single day. So that's the video for today, guys. Comment down below, which one would you rather have, motivation or discipline? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who you think it might help. And until then, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.